This morning I woke up and I found that my tire is flat on my new Honda Clarity. Not really sure how I got this flat. Yeah, it's very interesting. While I was driving home, I did feel a little something. I have seen the TMPS light on for a little bit. I just kind of ignored it because I thought it was because of cold weather. Alright, so what we're going to try and do today is I'm going to change the tire on this car. I'm also going to show you guys how to reset the TMPS calibration. I did have to dig a little deeper to find that out. It's really easy. I know a lot of people with this quarter panel over here. You'd probably be worried that you might mess something up, but once you jack the car up, the wheel actually droops down, so it is easier for you to just pull it out, or take the lugs out, and then if you tilt it downward, tilt it from the bottom up, you should easily get the wheel out. That's about it. I'm going to bring this inside and show you guys what I'm going to use. That way you just have... Alright, we're back inside. I honestly didn't want to dig out the tool for it. I'm not sure if it even came with one. I just didn't want to open that compartment. But I do have a breaker bar that I'm going to use with a 3/4 inch socket, impact socket, which is the exact fit, or as far as I'm concerned. Generally, most of my tools are standard. I don't really have metric tools since I'm working on my Mustang. Probably a good idea if I did get some deep sockets that were metric. Probably in the near future. Over here we have the wheel lock that came with the car. Again, that fits a 3/4 inch, so you're good to go. And then I went to Walmart, picked up myself a little Scully for $5, and I picked this bad boy up, which is about another $5, which is really good. I think it does up to 8 tire changes. It comes with 3 short ones, 3 short plugs, and 5 longer ones, and the rubber cement. I'm going to explain it to you guys real quick, because when you look at the back, it kind of doesn't really explain it that well. You want to get a needle nose plier if there is a nail or screw inside the tire, and pull it out, and then use I don't know what they call it. I don't know what they call it. Use the reamer to I guess like drill or clear out that hole, and then what you do is you attach one of the plugs into the plugger tool, and you just stick it out in the middle, maybe about like 50-50 on each side. I'll show you guys that in a minute. And on the tip of it, just put a little bit of rubber cement. That way when you pull it in, it'll like seal it off, which is pretty cool. For $5, not bad. 8 tires, or 8 holes, or 8 plugs, not bad at all. Alright, just a quick reminder, I did forget to tell you guys this. Make sure you use a floor jack, or any kind of jack that you have. I'm pretty sure this car comes with one, but I'm going to use a 3-ton. It's just more convenient for me. But if you have a regular jack, or one of the ones that you got to wheel up, just use that. You just need anything to elevate the car a little bit. I would start off by loosening the bolts first, because once you raise it up, you're probably not going to be able to do that. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to loosen these nuts up, or lugs, and then we'll get Alright, once you're done with that part, you'll want to find a good position for the floor jack to go. I really like that position right there, where it connects to the chassis, where the plate is, right next to the muffler. Give you guys a closer look to that. Right over here, I'm going to put that right there and just give it a lift up. Looks like that spot's really well supported. I don't want to really come near the plastic and mess it up, but I feel like this is the most ideal spot. If you guys have any comments or suggestions on otherwise, just say it in the comments below. That way in the future I will change it up. But I feel like this is the best spot since it is connected directly to the chassis. Alright? Alright, if you look over here, it looks like we got a piece of wood in here. I'm not really sure how that got in there. It must have been something I was driving on. Let me grab my needle nose pliers. That's something that I also forgot to mention you needed. I'm gonna grab them real quick for my tool set, and then we'll come back and pull this thing out. Try and get a better angle at it. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna pull this out, but let's figure this out. It looks like a really big hole. Alright, so once you get the object out, in this case it was a piece of wood. That thing was a friggin' son of a gun to get out, but yeah, I just have to keep drilling at it with this and picking it out. What you do is you just stick this right inside the tire and just clear a path for when the plugger goes inside with the plug, and real simple. Alright, let me get the plug out and the cement. Right. Guys, in this case I'm really going to use the long ones just to cover up the hole that I made, because the piece of wood was really big. Hopefully this seals it all up. I'm not sure, but it looks like the smaller one is actually a little wider. But once you stick it inside this tool right here, which is the plugger, it'll stick out both ends. Bam! And once you get it set up like this, like I said, about 50-50 on each side. Make sure you stick some of that cement on the top of the tool, so that it seals all the way around. Alright, let me go ahead and stick this in and show you guys where to cut, because there's going to be a little bit sticking out. You'll want to use a razor blade for that, to seal it off, or cut it off, to make sure that, you know, this thing just doesn't stick to the ground and pop out. Alright, let me go ahead and stick this into the tire. Once you've stuck it inside the hole, just make sure you pull this out, and then once you pull it out, it should come out relatively easy. When you look at it, you'll see that the plugs are sticking out a little bit, but with the cement sealer, it looks like it did seal up almost all the way. Hopefully all the way. We will confirm that by airing it up a little bit and then spraying some soap at it, just to verify that we did a good job. All right, let me go grab my razor so we can cut this off, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, perfect. All right, once you have the razor, what you want to do is just level it off, cut it to level with the tire. I don't really want to cut on the screen, because the screen's just gonna shake and you guys are gonna get annoyed. But you get the point. Just use a razor blade and cut across and get these top of the plugs off. Alright, once I do this, once I get it off, I'm going to continue the video when I have the bottle of soap in my hand, so that I can show you guys how I'm going to spray it. And I'm going to air it up a little bit using the pump that I have. Alright, let me get this done. Alright, so I got it aired up to about 35 psi. Nothing too crazy. I'm going to wait until I actually mount the wheel onto the car, and then bring down the jack, the floor jack, to actually get it up to 40 psi. But for now, let's get back to the plug that I plugged in. It looks fine. I did spray it a little bit just to verify. I didn't want to post any content that's trash. I didn't want to post anything that you guys would be like, oh damn, you didn't even plug it all the way, when I know that the piece of wood was actually really big and these plugs may not have worked. But they actually look like they worked very well, which is pretty cool. See, all you gotta do is, once you put a little soap in here, let's say Ajax is fine with water. Just don't go OG with the Ajax. Just dilute it with some water, and once you spray, if there was an issue, you would have seen it bubbling constantly, or at least bubbling a little bit. In this case, you don't actually see it bubbling at all. Let me try and zoom in a little bit for you guys, but you actually can't see it bubble at all. It just rolls off the tire and the plug with no issues, which is really good, which is good news. It means we filled this hole. Yay. Last thing I would do before you get the tire mounted is I would just spray the entire tire as you go along. You don't really need anything too crazy. Just roll it under your in between your legs like this, and that way you can just verify that there isn't anything else. Remember, we do have enough plugs to plug everything up, which is good, and and you'll be good. You'll be ready to go back on the road in a minute. As you can see, you don't see anything generally pop out, bubbling, or any foaming coming out anywhere, which is great. So let's get this tire back on. I am going to run time lapse, just a fast forward of putting it on, just for you guys.
I'm not sure if I'm going to make it 4X or 8X, but I'll zip through it so that you guys don't have to watch everything that I do. But just in case, for those of you that aren't sure how to put a wheel back on, this will be a good tutorial for you. All right. Alright, once you get into the car, the first thing you'll want to do is put the car in ignition or turn it on. Just give it a second. And then what you'll do on this screen over here is just press home. You want to go to settings. Then click on vehicle. And then on here, you see where it says TPMS calibration? Just click on that. And then hit the word calibrate. It's real simple. Once it says calibration started, what that means is the system is going to now start tracking or reset the TPMS system so that it can start tracking or identifying any issues with the tire pressure in your car. I know that if you're probably watching this video, you probably had some type of light up there that looked like tires, and it said tire pressure low or TPMS problem. Once you hit that TPMS calibration, it'll start recalibrating the system, and that light should pop off. If it doesn't, then yeah, then you got a problem. But 99% of the time, it will take the light off. For me, it first started off with the tire pressure is low, and then it went into the TPMS problem or malfunction. It said it on the screen. I'm not sure exactly what it said, but once I hit this TPMS calibration, which again was really easy, it just took the light right out, and it's going to start calibrating again, just to see if you have any issues with the system, all right, or with the tires. Real simple video. Just make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. If you have any comments below, please leave them. Please leave them there, and I will try to respond back as soon as I can. A lot of fun stuff to come. I hope you guys didn't really get a sneak peek of the new project that I have coming, which is going to be really fun. I got it actually for an Apple Watch. I traded someone an Apple Watch for it. Not sure why he did that, but he just ended up doing it, so it was really cool. I like the fact that now I have a second project car, which is really cool, that I'm going to be boosting, definitely. That's definitely going to have a lot of boost in it. Lots of work to come. Alright guys, just make sure you keep up with us. Alright, take care.